What's up, guys? It's Ty with H24 Outdoors, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to fish on a budget. Because when you are starting out at fishing, look at this, we got this whole shop, and it is full of baits, and there are probably 1.5 million different baits in here. But for you beginners out there, I'm going to be going in here. I'm going to try to keep it around $30, and I'm going to get what I would get as a beginner if I want to go out and catch largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, spots, whatever it may be. But I'm gonna try to keep it to around $30 or $40 and just kind of make a budget for you guys and just show that fishing can be affordable and that it can be pretty simple, because once I break all this stuff down for you guys, it can show you that you can catch fish with little to nothing. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, so we are walking into the shop. Bada bang, bada boom. First off, on the list, I'm definitely picking up a finesse jig. This is a Brazalo, and this is about $5, the finesse jig. And next up on the list, for sure gonna grab these ball heads right here. And I'm gonna pair that with a swim bait. And these are gonna be $6. And while I'm here, let me get these shaky heads, also by Brazalo, and you can see right here, these are $5. So now that I've got the jig, the shaky head, and the ball head, let me go ahead and get a Senko right here. And these are the Senkos, $2.99 for these pack of Yum Dingers. And I'm going to assume that you already have some hooks maybe. If not, you can get a pack of Wacky Rig hooks for like $1. But for the sake of the video, I am not going to include that in there. And so now my hands are getting pretty full. But to go on that shaky head, I'm going to get this right here, Finesse Worm, in this green pumpkin blue color. And this is going to be $5. And last but not least, I'm going to pair that with this little Mayor here. Let me flip this camera on. Sorry, guys. Here you go, right there, guys. This is the Mayor. These are $6.49. And so now that we got all of our baits, I will say I forgot one thing. And where is it at? Where is it at? Excuse me, guys. Here we go. That is the Ultra Vibe Speed Crawl coming in at $5.99. And this is going to go on that jig. So now that we got all of our baits, I'm going to go and ring this up and see what our total is. I did do the math on some of this, and it should be around $30 to $40. But all these baits for $30 to $40 in this economy is pretty good. In 2020, $40 would have got you a lot more. But let me ring this up and get it added up on here, and we'll see the final cost. All right, guys. Got the scanner here. I'm going to start from, well, got to get it booted up. There we go. Start from the top, reach over there. Come on. Well, hold on, guys. It's not going to reach all the way over there, but there we go. Got that. Got the dingers. Got the Ultra Vibe Speed Crawls. And last but not least, we have that Finesse Worm. And boom. Here we go, guys. The final number, we've got $39.94. So let me cut back. $39.94, and that is going to get you a ton of stuff. And I will cut real quick and give you guys an overview of how to fish these baits right here. And I'm sorry if you're not from around here in Central Arkansas. A few of these baits are sold by a guy that is local, but never fear, they are stuff that you can get in other brands or off of our website, which will be linked down below. So let me cut to the camera, or let me cut to getting on the table, and I will give you guys an overview of all these baits. All right, guys, so we got all of our baits here, and I'm just going to go over what you are going to do with this. If you're not a beginner, then you probably already know how to use this stuff, but I'm assuming if you're looking at this video that you're probably new or new-ish to bass fishing. So let me get started out. First off, this finesse jig right here by Brazalo. First off, this color is money. Jig pond bug, sorry. Great color. I love having that blue and that orange in there, and pairs wonderfully with the Ultra Vibe Finesse Speed Craws. And I've been using these Ultra Vibe Speed Craws my whole life, and I can say that that is my favorite trailer to throw on a finesse jig. So pairing that up, you're just gonna drag it on the bottom, especially if you have a rocky lake. And these two are a wonderful pair. I've thrown this exact jig on this exact trailer and caught tons of fish, lots of smallmouth on this exact combo, especially this spring. Next up, we have these shaky heads and are going to get paired with these finesse worms. And pretty straightforward. If you can see, it's got this screw lock on there. And basically, all you're going to do is if you have one of these finesse worms by Zoom, it's harder to screw it in. And so you're going to bite off where right here where the end of my finger is. And there's that fat piece, and that fat piece screws on to the screw lock of the shaky head really well. So right here, this shaky head worm, I like the shorter worm. I don't really ever get the longer ones until it starts to get warm. But most of the year, I'll just throw these. I guess it doesn't say how long they are, but they're pretty short. I think they're probably about 5 inches. And yeah, these shaky heads are killer fish catchers. Great if you want to get out and catch fish, just like all these baits that I picked out are. Next up, got these ball heads, and like I said, these three, these are all, sorry, these are all Brazalo baits, and they can only be bought if they're on our website or his website, or if you're local and you come into the shop, we'll have them. But Brazalo stuff is really good, and I would not use anything else. If he makes something, I try to get his baits just because they are just made so good. But, anyways, these ball heads right here, these are literally nothing special. Just a ball head, lead with a hook, and throw it with this swim bait. This is the Mayer, the 3-inch in the color albino. And these Mayer swim baits swim perfectly. Been super impressed with them. Caught a bunch of smallmouth on them this spring at the lake. And I've thought that they held up pretty good compared to some of the other swim baits that I've been throwing. But the story on this is you're just going to cast it out there and reel it in, preferably this setup on a spinning rod. And I did grab the 1/4 ounce heads. You're definitely not going to want to throw a 1/4 ounce. I just realized I did that. 1/4 ounce is pretty heavy, and I'd say try to keep it down to like at least an eighth, or like a maybe like a 3/16, something around there. 3/8, just not a 1/4 ounce. And but yeah, these Brazala heads are pretty sweet. I haven't got to throw them yet, but they look wonderful. And last up on the list is Senko's, and I'm pretty sure everyone has heard of these. But if you haven't, it is literally, you can see it, it is literally just a stick. They call them stick baits. And all you're going to want to do with this, don't worry about Texas rigging it, don't worry about anything. Get you any hook you can find that doesn't have a weight or anything weird on it. You can even throw a EWG hook, although I don't recommend it. I would throw a hook, a finesse hook or a wacky rig hook, whatever you want, just a finesse application. But just hook that bad boy right in the middle. You can skip it out, throw it on a spinning rod, and just let it sink down, and then just give it that pop pop, and then let it sink again, pop pop pop, and just kind of give it erratic motion. I couldn't tell you what a wacky rig is imitating, honestly. I've heard every explanation, but to me, it just doesn't seem logical that it could look like anything, because it literally just looks like a long piece of plastic that's hooked in the middle. But don't let that discourage you, because bass hammer these things, and I've caught a lot of bass on them and a lot of big bass on them. I've done good in tournaments on these things. even though they're a beginner bait, I still recommend them to anybody. But yeah, these are the baits I have picked out for you guys. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, if you've made it to the end of the video, please subscribe. We're almost at 600 subscribers, so let's run that up so we can get there and get closer to our goal of 1,000. And then we've got an awesome giveaway for you guys. But like the video, and thank you for watching. I just wanted to give you guys kind of a beginner video to show what you can do with $40. And I know when I got into fishing, fishing stuff was a lot cheaper than it is now, but for obvious reasons, everything is really expensive. Won't get into that, but needless to say, the economy is rough, and $40 is really not a lot in fishing. But don't let that discourage you, because once you get into the fishing and you get all your gear bought, it gets better a little bit. But $40 is a pretty good amount on fishing stuff, and you get quite a bit of baits, as you saw. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Peace, guys.